In this video, we're going to look at box plots again. We've done a little bit of this, but we're going to go through the process of making them. I'm going to show you how to do it using GeoGebra this time. So we have example 2.13. Sometimes you'll hear these called or see it written as box and whisker plots. Just so you're familiar, they're the same thing. Every 6 months, the United States Federal Reserve Board conducts a survey of credit card plans in the U.S. The following data are the interest rates charged by 10 credit card issuers randomly selected for the July 2005 survey. Determine the 5-number summary of the data from the calculator. So this is the data right here, the different institutions. They're just different banks. I'm going to read down the rates: 6.5%, 12%, 14.4%, 14.4%, 14.3%, 13, 13.3, 13.9, 9.9, and 14.5. And what I've done to make it easy to put the data in, we actually could do this one in Stapplet as well. Either one will work. So I'll show you both, but you can just copy and paste this data. And then we can get the 5-number summary, and then we'll look how to make a box plot. So just hit Control-C, and then we're going to go into Stapplet. I'll do that one first just because I think I already have that pulled up and ready. Although I do need to clear this one out so we can reset everything from the weights that we had before. And we could put our title in here in a moment. Okay, so I'm going to paste the data in there. And then for our title, let's see, which one did we want to use? I think we want to call it, just looking back at the worksheet, is something like interest rates. So we could write that up here. And we'd probably want to add a title eventually. So now I'm going to begin analysis. And again, this always comes up with dot plot, but we can make a box plot as well. What we want to see first, what the question is asking, is for our 5-number summary there. And I'm just going to see if I can copy and paste everything. Let's see if that works for me. See what that looks like. Yeah, so I actually just got everything I can lift off, and then if you wanted to, kind of label it, 5-number summary is down this end here. You could delete this other stuff, but it's fine if you don't. I'm going to put that in red and this in red. It's just nice because we get everything we need. We'll talk more about mean, and SD is for standard deviation. We'll talk about that momentarily. So that is our minimum is 6.5. First quartile is 12. 13.6 is the median. 14.4 is quartile 3. 14.5 is our max. So when we're looking at the data list here or in the column here on the table, they're not in order. So if you were doing this out by hand to look at find the middle value, for instance, or even the min and the max, they happen to be, we have the lowest to start with and the highest to end with, but that was just chance. So they weren't actually sorted in any order. So just be careful of that if you are doing something, just eyeballing it and finding the middle value by hand. It may not necessarily be the case. And this one looks like it was probably an average of 2 middle values to get that median. So that is our 5-number summary. If we go back to the Stapplet, we can change from dot plot to box plot, and we have our box plot here, and we can see that we have this 6.5% is an outlier, so it marks it there for us. And again, this line here, that's a whisker. That's just saying, you know, excluding the outlier, that's our lowest percent that's in the range here. So we can go ahead and snip this and, you know, insert it, or you could put it on a separate Word doc, however you want to do that to show the answer. Or you can take a picture with your phone or just draw a sketch of it to show that. So I would encourage you to pause the video and try and make it yourself to go ahead and submit that. Make sure you know how to do it. I'm going to also show you in GeoGebra. Now when we are working with GeoGebra or Excel, Microsoft Excel will work very similarly to that. You want to get into the column of the chart, or the table. So I can just highlight all of those, and I can hit Control-C to copy. And then I can switch over to the GeoGebra, and I do have to clear these things out. So I'm going to just go ahead and clear that. Just hit delete. If I highlight them all and hit delete, then it'll get rid of it. And then I can just go over here and I can click in the corner just at any box and hit Control-V, and it will enter it in. So it looks a little different because they put it as a decimal instead of in percentage, and that's fine. That's just the way they're writing it out. And then to make our box plot and get our data and everything, we want to click here on that little icon, and we need to see, it gives me a little help thing. One thing I want to do first is, let me get out of that, get rid of that. I want to get over to column A, and I need to highlight it. Then I'm going to click in here and click one variable analysis. So that's important to do with GeoGebra. Make sure you highlight, then click in here, and then we click to one variable analysis. Okay. Then we go, if box plot wasn't already chosen, we're going to click box plot, and we get the same thing. And we can kind of move these little pieces around. So it really depends on what you like better and the layout. And if you have to add titles in, sometimes you have to put this, insert it in a Word doc or some other kind of the snip and sketch. You can add titles, I think, in there too easily. So we get the same kind of box plot. If we need to get our statistics, we're going to hit this Sigma X, and then we can see all our data here. And remember, these are in decimal. You would just convert to percentage if you were writing it out, however you want to do that. So now you could take either one of these. You could export this as a picture and save it and that kind of thing, or just use a snip and sketch. But I'm going to actually go back over to the Staplet one because I like how it looks a little bit better. And then I'm just going to do a quick little snip of it. And when it comes up here, I can just hit copy and then go to my Word doc. I put a box here already if you want to use that, and then just paste that in there. I think it's a little bit cleaner looking and nicer looking in Staplet. Okay, and next we'll look at measures of the center of the data in 2.5 in our next video.